Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Bag Brigade. Well, I'm home from my ordeal. First thing I did was take this off, the lovely hospital bracelet. I feel like a barcode. uh, and of course, I don't know why they had to wrap this so tight. This is where they had the IV number 2 in my arm. They put the IV number 1 in the bend of my arm over here, and then this morning it was all messed up, and so they called in some little dynamo, and she managed to get it in my forearm over here. They usually have trouble getting it in my forearm for whatever reason, but this little dynamo, she was like that and had it in there. I looked at her and I said, well, I guess they had to call the skinny girl in here to do it. And she says, oh, thank you for calling me skinny. She was skinny. She couldn't have been more than $1.25. Y'all know what I mean. That's 125. That $1.25. That's what I mean. But I know I probably could have just went straight to bed. But after I made my post yesterday afternoon, I wanted to come and do a video real quick before I did take meds and lay down. I'm probably going to have to eat a little something. I ate something at the hospital, but I didn't eat very much of it because it wasn't I couldn't eat very much of it because it was like a little grilled chicken patty, which I can't eat a whole lot of very dense meat because of my stomach. Oh, and Mama Sue, I finally named my new stomach. I've nicknamed my new stomach the Brat. I wasn't gonna name it. I was anti-naming my new stomach, but after it's decided that it no longer likes tomatoes or tomato sauce or tomato or ketchup, which before the surgery I loved everything tomatoes. Since I cannot have it starts acting 3 kinds of crazy when I try to eat anything with tomatoes. So it's now known as the Brat. My new stomach. It's known as the Brat. So the Brat doesn't let me eat things with tomatoes or dense meat. So as much as I love my canned soup of gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, I don't eat the sausage that's in there. Now, I can eat skinless sausage, which we buy and put in our spicy bean soup that we make. But if it has skin on it, I don't eat it because it's too hard to process. But if it doesn't have skin on it, I can eat it. But or if the chicken is real flaky and moist and squishy, I can eat it. But if it's real dense, no, the Brat don't like it. So yeah, I finally broke down and named it. It's worthy of a name at this point. Anyway, so I'll give you the rundown. I've been hurting. Y'all know I've been hurting with my kidneys, and the infection came back. And so yesterday afternoon, I just finally had all I could take, and I just put, that's it. I'm going to the ER. So Johnny goes with me. My youngest son, Johnny, my high functioning autistic son, John, goes with me pretty much everywhere and looks out for me and holds my stuff when they take me back for testing and that kind of thing. Because I'm not a very trusting person. I carry a newer iPhone, and it's not something you just leave laying around, in a waiting room or in an exam room. You want someone there watching your stuff. And he doesn't like me to go places like emergency rooms by myself either. So he's very protective over me. So we went, and it was the same ER that we went to a month ago when they discovered that I had kidney stones again, and gave me antibiotics and pain meds last time, and referred me to my urologist, who, when I went to see the urologist last month, they put me through all this pre-op stuff and told me I was on a list to have kidney stone surgery, and here we are a month later, and no one's called me for kidney stone surgery, and then my infection came back and put me in worse pain than I was in to begin with. So I couldn't stand the pain anymore, so back to the ER I went. And I didn't go to the ER where my urologist clinic is, because I would have been there for 12 hours with little to no treatment, because it's a charity hospital and that's how they do people. So I went to the better hospital, which is Willis Knighton Paramount. And I was bing, bang, boom, back in a room, just that quick, with less than probably around an hour, less than an hour, really. I was in a room, in a bed, less than an hour from walking in the door. That tells you what kind of place this is. They take care of people. So they sent somebody back there and drew my blood, and then they sent me for a CAT scan. And then the doctor come back and he said, "Didn't I see you a month ago?" And I guess I left an impression on him. And I said, "Yes, sir, you did." And he said, "You still got them kidney stones, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, He said, "I don't like that at all." He said, "I bet that infection's back too." I said, "Yes, sir, I think so." And he said, He said, "I'll be back." So there directly, they take me for a CAT scan. And then he comes back and he says, "I need a urine sample." He said, "But I don't want you to go in a cup." He said, "I want a catheter urine sample." He said, "Because sometimes the go in a cup sample, it doesn't give you a good reading. So we're going to have them come and catheter you and get the sample that way." So that's not a pleasant way to have to get a urine sample. Trust me, I don't like it. I don't like my body to be touched unless I'm asleep. Period. I don't like to be touched unless I'm asleep, unless I don't know that I'm being touched. I'm weird that way. So they did all that, and then they wanted me to stay in a gown until till whenever, but I didn't do that because I'm stubborn that way. I wanted my clothes back on, so I put my clothes back on so I could go to the restroom in between waiting to hear what they were going to do with me. And so then he comes back and he says, "I don't like how all this is looking." He said, I'm not gonna waste a lot of time, and he said, I feel like if I just send you home with antibiotics and pain meds, you're gonna end up septic. He said, and I'm not gonna have you go home and end up septic on my watch. He said, "I'm gonna admit you and have them do stents tomorrow morning." And I just looked at him like, what? Because I didn't know I was that serious. Honestly, I didn't know it was that serious. He said, "Because you have kidney stones in both kidneys." He said, "And both of them are inflamed." He said, "You got issues in both kidneys." He said, "So no, we're not playing here. We're going to do stents. We're going to keep you overnight, at least overnight." And I was like, "Ugh." So then I had to call Will and tell him that. And then I think that's probably around the time I posted on my community tab that I was being kept overnight. And so, hold on, water. And so that it took them another hour or so to get me a room. At one point, they were talking about I might be stuck in the emergency room, in that little room. And I was like, "Oh, that's not going to work for Johnny," because Johnny don't like, Johnny wanted to stay the night with me. And he couldn't stay the night with me in that little rolling chair that he was sitting in. He wouldn't have been comfortable trying to sleep in that chair. He would have had to go home. And so they managed to get me in a room, thank goodness. They got me upstairs on the 6th floor in a room with a little couch for Johnny, even though he wasn't comfortable. He slept, because trust me, the sweetest child known to man snores like a buzzsaw. I mean, like, oh my goodness, he snores like a buzzsaw. And the dogs don't even snore that loud, but he does. He snores very loudly. And which probably hindered my ability to sleep. But that, and I wasn't in my bed, and I just couldn't sleep. All the beeping machines around me and stuff, I just didn't sleep. I was in and out, in and out. That and the pain medicine had me itchy all over, and the Benadryl they gave me wasn't enough. It just didn't help. But and then they came in there and they took all day to do the procedure to get to me. I'm putting lotion on my hands because my hands are itchy for some reason. But it took them all day to get to me. It took them till this afternoon to finally get to me. And then they told me that they were doing both kidneys, and I was like, what? They said, yeah, because you got stones in both kidneys, and both kidneys need stents. And I was like, great. So there was that. And but I do feel better. I mean, stents are, if you've ever had kidney stents, they're not comfortable at all. They're really not comfortable. They're very uncomfortable to have in, but it does help with the pain I was in. And they did pump me full of antibiotics, and I do have an antibiotic to go pick up from the pharmacy tomorrow, and pain medicine to go pick up from the pharmacy tomorrow. And so, and I take half a pain pill at a time, and only when I absolutely can't stand it anymore do I take a pain pill. And my pain tolerance is very high. I usually just take Tylenol to take the edge off. If they give me, let me see how many they gave me of these. See, is this, when I went a month ago, they gave me 10 pain pills. Okay. I still have one of them, if that tells you anything. That's how I rationed out the pain medicine to myself over the past month. I will tolerate pain and just deal with it, rather than take heavy-duty pain medicine. So I only take heavy-duty pain medicine when I absolutely can't take it anymore, because I don't like how it makes me feel, and it makes me itchy. So when I go pick up my prescriptions tomorrow, I'll have to pick up a bottle of Benadryl, because itchy. It's probably why my hands are itching. I don't know why my hands are itching. I don't, but they are. They're both itchy. But anyway, so, and of course they didn't get the cultures back. They wanted me to wait until they got their cultures back from the surgery and then the placement of the stents and all that before going home. But I was just like, no, I want to go home. And so they made sure that I called and made sure that the pharmacy was filling my prescriptions before they'd let me go. And then Will came and got me. And I come home to Happy Mail. And my sweet bestie Amy at Hooked on Wishing Crochet has sent me some St. Patrick's Day Happy Mail. And of course, in Amy fashion, it made me cry. It's a card here. It says it says on St. Patrick's Day. And being part Irish and part Scottish and all that good stuff, it really, gets me. And she wrote all kinds of stuff in this card. And I don't think she would mind me reading this to you. And she included, of course, she had to put some of her little glittery tulle in as part of the garnishment around here. So now everything around it is got this glitter on it. And she included a couple of beautiful little stitch markers. This little squirrel. Of course, I have a tale about a squirrel that barks at the dogs next door. We caught him standing, he was perched on a tree in our yard and barking at the labradoodles next door. Not too long ago, we saw him doing it. And I was like, you stinker, little squirrel. And then a little rain cloud. And then when you know it, she found some wildflower seeds that that have the same name as my boys. Here's Viola Johnny Jump Ups. Isn't that nice? So Johnny Jump Ups. And then here's some Sweet William double blends. And my other son's name is we call him Will, but his name is William. Yeah. And then this third one is called Poppy California Mission Bells. Beautiful. I'll figure out where to plant them where they won't get right in my nose, because I'm allergic to pollen. So that's what Benadryl's for, right? And Sudafed. But I'll plant them where they don't bother me too much. I don't. I'll plant them in front of the ivy that grows in the front of the. There's right. We have some bushes on the front of the house, and then there's this ivy that grows up along the front windows of the house that provides quite a bit of insulation during the hot months, and keeps the house from getting too hot. And so I'll plant them right along the front of those bushes there. And so that'll give some color to all that. It'll give some pops of brighter colors to all the greenery right there. I think that'll be an appropriate placement of that. But at the top of the, she took some time when she wrote this to configure all these numbers that are in here. It says 1,887 miles from my home to yours. There are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. I need 3,321 and 3,321,120 yards of string, a line from here to there. Hobby Lobby Crafter's Secret Big Idea has 810 yards per big ball. Like Hobby Lobby, it has meat on the bones to make the trip. I need 4,100 balls. Good luck matching lot numbers. Haha. Now, if it's a sales week and the 30% kicks in, it's $8.38 a ball. Regular price, it's $11.99 at my local store. If we can save pennies, let's try. 4,100 balls times $8.38 equals $34,358. That's a lot of money for yarn. I think it's best to fly. In the rest of her card, it says, hope sunshine finds you. And this card reminds you your thought about today and every day. Lots of love, Amy. And then she drew a paper airplane on one side. It says, my attempt at a paper airplane, LOL. And then another one on the other side, a little better at that one. And it says, dear Amanda, plant these flowers by your front door or where you park your car that can have a hello and goodbye before and after every adventure. Her and her adventures. She loves to share her adventures. I can't wait for her birthday adventure. Her birthday is tomorrow, by the way. So I'm going to link her in the description. If you would go watch her latest video and wish her happy birthday. I won't tell her age. She doesn't look it anyway. She hasn't reached the 50 club yet. I'll put it that way. She's not in the 50 club. She's got some years before that. But she's a beautiful woman, inside and out. And she made this old girl's day to come home to this lovely happy mail. I needed it. It's been a crappy week already. But with the love and support of you guys, it certainly has the potential to turn around and be a better week. I am feeling better. I just I came home with a terrible headache, but I took some headache medicine and it's starting to let up on me. I'm going to find some soup and a breathing treatment, I think. For some reason, my chest feels a little heavy. So I'm going to crank up a breathing treatment and see if that doesn't make me feel a little bit better. And eat me some soup and or some cereal, maybe some cereal. I don't think I'm quite ready for soup. Maybe some Cheerios with some almond milk. Yeah. Sorry, there's no yarn content in this one. I did start a hat before I left. I did start a hat before I went to the ER the other day. So I will finish that up. That that was for one of the besties. But she should have her birthday present delivered already. But and I'll let her do a video on that. I didn't tell her what it was. I just told her it is coming. So, but I wanted to give you all a good, nice, decent length update on what all happened with me in the hospital. The hospital staff was so wonderful, and they treated me very, very well. They treated Johnny very well. When Johnny got hungry today, one nurse was going to go to the cafeteria and get him with something, because I had a little cash, and she was going to take the cash and go to the cafeteria and get him something. And the little skinny one that put the IV in, she said, no, she said, there's a barbecue truck downstairs. She says, let's go get him some barbecue instead. And I just smiled, because that made me so happy that she says, oh no, he's a big guy. He needs barbecue. So they went down there and got my baby some barbecue. And that made me so happy. So he had some barbecue, and then they brought me the little dinner that they brought me, and I shared it with John because I couldn't eat it all anyway. Not the dense chicken, and I took a couple of bites of the pie that they brought. The pie was a lemon pie, which me and Johnny share a love for lemon pie. And so I took a couple of bites and then gave him the rest. I just wanted to taste it anyway. So I had no business eating a whole lot of sweets. So I just took a couple of bites to taste and then gave him the rest. And it was a good piece of pie. It was really, whoever made it, that meringue on that lemon pie was to die for. It was really light and luscious. So I just wanted to taste a couple of little taste of it, and then I gave it to John, because I knew that the sugar in it would probably make me feel bad. So I just tasted it and let him have it. So since I wasn't like a germy sick, this kind of sick you can't catch. You can't catch kidney stones. Thank God. They're just torturous. But hopefully when they take them out this time, I can talk them into testing them and trying to figure out what's causing them, and if I need to modify my diet and stop eating certain things. I've done that before. I gave up soda before. I no longer eat spinach. I've been told by the urologist, do not eat spinach under any circumstances because it has something in it that causes kidney stones. I was eating spinach in salads, and they said, no, don't eat spinach. Okay. So I no longer eat spinach because I've had urologists tell me don't eat spinach. So I just need to know what my kidney stones are made of and why I keep producing them and what I can do to stop it. If there's a way to stop it, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, because this once or twice a year business is torture. It really is torture. And I would just like to know what's causing them and what I can do to keep from getting any more of them. It's just, there I was bebopping along in my new life with my new body, and wham, here comes kidney stone just to ruin it all. So as soon as I get through this, I can get back to my life again. So anyway, that's about all I got for y'all tonight. I appreciate everything, all the support and the love. And hopefully in the next day or two, I'll get back to some crochet content. I bounce back pretty quick. So I don't know. Hopefully I won't have to deal with these stents, but a couple of weeks. The doctor seemed to think that it might be 3 weeks at the longest. So let's cross our fingers and send up a prayer that 3 weeks is the longest I have to deal with these stents, because they're not fun to have in. But it took away a lot of the pain I was in. So I'm grateful for that, and I won't have to worry about being septic. So there's that too. But I love y'all so much, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. Mine is over here laid out on the floor waiting on me to go crawl into bed with him, which I plan on doing very soon. Talk to y'all again soon, and hopefully I'll have some yarny content tomorrow or sometime soon anyway. Bye.